What's up, guys? Welcome back to the That's Kinda Mid podcast. My name is Sam, and this is Brighton.
What's up, guys?
And this week we are coming at you with a Minecraft movie review.
Yep. And Switch 2 finally got announced.
True. And that
So-
had some debatable things.
Debatable choices. So if you want to jump around, some things don't interest you, I usually put time codes down below so you can jump around to certain chapters. So if any of those interest you, you can skip ahead. But first, what have you been up to, Sam? What you been playing? What you been watching?
Shoot, I haven't been playing that much. I know that because we watched the Minecraft movie, though, brief spoilers for the review, we didn't think it was that great of a movie. We did get the urge to play Minecraft, so I guess maybe that it won in that aspect. But
I guess in a certain way it did do that, because I have been playing quite a bit of Minecraft again, and it's been fun. I haven't played it in like I'd say almost a year now. So like there's some updates that I didn't quite catch. There's some like trial chambers that are cool. So
yeah, but aside from that, I know, which I'm sure we'll start it soon. It Takes Two is something that we've been thinking about playing, you and me. Same with Split Fiction. So
yeah,
that will happen eventually.
I just finished Split Fiction a few days ago with my sister, and the last level is like the coolest thing I've ever seen in a game, I think.
Mm-hmm. And Josh, who I thought about playing it with, kind of acts like he doesn't really care. So I don't know. We'll see. But I am down to play It Takes Two.
Yeah.
And then as far as like watching things, I mean, I'm still continuing Cobra Kai. I'm on season 6 now. And on a whim, don't know why, I was like, you know what? I haven't seen the Blue Beetle movie in a while. So I watched that like right before this podcast. And I gotta say, I like the movie. Is it probably because he reminds me of like a Kamen Rider Power Rangers character? Yes, because he, like, I don't know, he just transforms into somebody with a suit. But I don't know. I really enjoyed it, and it made me buy one of his comic books. So,
I have still yet to watch the Blue Beetle movie. Nothing against it. I just have never sat down to watch it.
It's good. I hope it gets a sequel. I think they're waiting to announce anything, especially, just anything DC related until after this Superman movie, because I think they are very cautious at what happened with the DCEU, and they don't want to like mess this up. So they're just waiting.
Well, they are filming. They're filming Supergirl right now, and the Lanterns TV show, and I think the Creature Commandos. Yeah, it got renewed for season 2. So
yeah, and I don't know.
There's a few things going on over at DC. Still waiting. It's gonna be like 6 years before a Batman 2, but
it is what it is. And like, I'm not going to sit here and say the Blue Beetle movie made a bunch of money either, so they may not justify another movie. I know the director said he had an idea for a trilogy if he could make it, so I don't know. We'll see. But then other than that, I've just been reading comic books, Power Rangers stuff. If anybody is interested, for the one person that listens to us that also happens to be a Power Rangers fan, I've been reading Go-Go Power Rangers Book 2 Deluxe Edition. Is the big giant book. It's got the Pink Ranger on the front. So that's if anybody actually knows what I'm talking about. I'm still new to comic books, so I barely know what I'm talking about. So
I'll throw in a little shout out for what I've been playing. I played through all of the MCU tie-in video games for a YouTube video. Nice. And most of them are dog shit. Most of them are pretty bad. But the Captain America tie-in game is actually pretty fucking awesome, because it was just a Batman Arkham ripoff, but you're Captain America. So
I think the prime time for movie tie-in games was like the PS2 era, just because like companies didn't realize that all they had to do was just create the game and they'd make money off it. They didn't have to like actually put care into it. But because they didn't know that, they're like, okay, we're going to actually try. And that's how you get goated games like Shrek Super Slam, Cars, the Scooby-Doo game, which I guess less of a movie adaptation, more of a TV show, but you get what I mean.
Yeah, the Scooby-Doo game was pretty fucking fire, actually.
Like, exactly. So, it sucks. Businesses have learned that they don't have to try as hard.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of surprised movie tie-in games like went away, considering like you used to go to the movies and then go to GameStop. Like that felt like the hit up for me, at least.
I don't know if they, like, I think they still exist. It's just we aren't the audience that's looking for it. Like, I'm
I
sure
guess, yeah.
if you go to like Walmart or whatever and look at the video game section, there's probably some like, I don't know, what's a newish movie that came out
I
that
have
like
no idea.
would possibly have a video. I don't know, but like just any kids movie like Paw Patrol and stuff, you can probably see and like find.
Yeah, I
So
guess
it's like
that's true. But it used to be like every movie, like all the Transformers had them. But by the time the fifth one came out, they didn't do one, and then like the Hobbit didn't get a tie-in video game, but like the Lord of the Rings trilogy did. So it's like somewhere in
every
between there.
every Harry Potter
Yeah,
movie got one.
I want to play all those for a video because I only played Order of the Phoenix, which is like underrated. I think, at least as I remember it. It probably is complete ass, but I
Is it
remember it
just a
being
cover?
pretty good.
Which one's just like a cover shooter?
That's the Deathly Hollows part 1 and 2. It's just a shooter,
Nice.
but you have like the shotgun spell and the machine gun spell and like all this other stuff. I
Peak
had
game.
that one. That was back whenever the Kinect was really big for the Xbox, and I had the Kinect, and it had like a co-op Kinect mode or some shit. So like I don't remember how it worked, but you'd be sitting there like waving your hand in the living room and it would do a spell and some shit. And I was like, whatever.
Dude, who knows? I remember like, I mean, this is just like Harry Potter stuff, but I remember I had like apps or an app downloaded where it was just like cast spells and all
Yeah.
like you had to like drag, like you had to discover them all, so you just had to guess patterns and see if you kept unlocking spell. It was, I don't know, like
Dude, the old
12-year-old me
days
thought it
whenever
was
the
peak.
phone couldn't play actual games, so you literally just have an app where it's just the wand. I had that up.
That too,
So
yeah, where you
wild
just
how
flick
far we've come.
you flick the phone and it does
You
something.
flick yeah. And I think you could use like Lumos or whatever as like a flash, and it would turn the flashlight on or some shit.
Dude, I love how my dad still has a flashlight app downloaded on his phone. Like, you know, in 2010, maybe this was something we needed, but we
I
don't
think
need.
that was something you did need. I don't think they had a flashlight at first. I think the flashlight app just made your phone screen like all white, and you could just use it like that. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I
I
could
don't
be
know.
wrong.
I know that if my dad ever needs a flashlight and all he has is his phone, like he doesn't use the one on his phone. He just like swipes to whatever flashlight app is, and then he hits it, and then it's like there's easier ways to do
Yeah,
this.
that's such a dad thing to do.
But that flashlight app also allows a strobe, so you know, which is, you know, once again we're getting off topic, but like, what's the purpose of a strobe flashlight? Like, whoever uses that.
I think if people listen to this podcast weekly, they know we tend to go down a rabbit hole before we'll loop back around somewhere.
It all ties in.
It
It's a
will all
Christopher
go
Nolan
back in.
movie. You may not know how we're getting to the end, but we'll get there,
We'll
and
get
it'll all
there,
make
yeah.
sense.
Or it probably won't.
You know, we're figuring it out as we go.
Yeah, but in terms of movies and TV shows, I haven't been doing anything at all to do with that.
I mean, it's really just, for me, it's like a feel thing. Like, I remember like a week or two ago, more like 2 weeks ago, like I was actively like just like would see an episode that like one of my friends showed me, like that was good of a TV show, and I was just like, don't really feel like it. Like, I tried to get back into The Wire. I'd watch an episode, be like, dang, that was a good episode, but then not feel the need to watch it. Same with an anime, Frieren. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's good.
Nope.
And I watched like an episode of it, and I was like, this is really good, but I just don't feel like watching a TV show. So like, it just depends.
Yeah, I haven't been in the mood for like a full video game because like I'm not gonna start another one until I finish Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And like, I mean, I've got like 40 something hours in that already. Not that I got burnt out, but like I have been trying to up my video production. So like me playing games for videos I make takes priority over games that I just want to play, because like, I don't know if there's anything I could have original to say about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Yeah.
But I had fun playing all the old Marvel games. I don't know if I'd recommend any of them, especially the Thor game. That was atrocious. It was so bad, dude.
I can only imagine. I'm surprised. Well, no, the reason I never played any of those games is because that's like the generation I skipped. I went straight from the PS2 and Wii to the PS4. I never had the like 360 and PS3 era. So
I would recommend playing the Captain America game just like through an emulator. That shit was actually pretty good because it feels like Arkham Asylum. You're just dropped into a Hydra castle, and it's got like the same combat as Arkham, but you're just Captain America and you can like throw the shield and shit. So like, it works.
I need to play the Arkham games too. Like, I mean, I've played them, but I need to replay them.
But yeah, but I think that's all I have for what I've been up to this week. Not much at all.
Yeah, same here. Which, I mean, it's not like there's anything groundbreaking to be up to. Just figured you guys maybe wanted a little bit of an update what we're doing casually during the other 6 days of the week. So
still haven't went back to AC Shadows.
Yeah, if you want the update, I kind of dropped it just because it's been super repetitive. I don't know.
Pretty boring, IMO.
And plus, I mean, it could be 100%, but like you showed me the picture of like all the contracts or all the people you need to kill, whatever, and it is so big.
Oh, yeah,
I'm like,
it is.
I really don't want to pour 60 hours into this game.
Yeah, I was scrolling Twitter and I saw somebody post the completed like objective board, and it made me want to play the game less because I'm like, holy shit, I have not killed near enough people to. Long games, unless I really enjoy them. Like, I feel like a hypocrite saying I don't enjoy long games whenever I've been hyping up Kingdom Come so much. It's different because I don't feel overwhelmed. I feel like if I just did the main quest, it'd be fine. But some part of me feels like a lot of those in Shadows you're gonna have to do regardless, and because that's how Valhalla and Odyssey were. So
it's just I don't know. I think it worked. Like at this point, just make Assassin's Creed. Like either make the games do something new, and like I don't know, Ubisoft actually give a shit about their games, I guess is what I'm saying, and like make something new and refreshing, or just like I'd be so fine with like an Assassin's Creed like mini series or something, just like going through like new characters. Because like it's the story to me that's interesting. The gameplay just kind of gets repetitive.
I just want like a 20-hour max game, like just purely linear, like the Ezio. Basically, give me the Ezio trilogy again. Can I get like the sequences broke it up into like digestible chunks? Because like I would get on and I would just play a sequence, and that was like what I would do.
And yeah, with this you have no like I guess. See, that's the thing. Like, yeah, like I see the ring of people, and I'm like, okay, these are the people I have to kill. But then whenever you see the giant board and realize that killing one person or trying to start the quest to kill one person is going to make you go through branches, it's like, I don't know.
It really turns me away just because it feels very, like we said in the review, at the beginning, the initial people felt repetitive. So you just do it again and again and again.
And some people are enjoying it, so maybe we're the problem. Maybe we're just not true AC fans. But it's
I'm not a modern AC fan, even though I will say I do like Origins and Odyssey. Just like I said, not as AC games. They're just not good AC games. So
yeah.
But I guess we'll move on to the first bit of news that the Switch 2 finally got announced, and why the fuck are games $90? Who pulled the trigger on that one? Because you have screwed everybody, because now GTA 6 is 1,000,000% costing $100.
It's like the ending scene of Oppenheimer. It's like, remember when I came to you with those plans? It said that
oh my god.
And but the problem is Nintendo, like that's what sucks is Nintendo, like I mean they might receive they definitely receive backlash, but like it's just gonna make everybody else pay $80, so it's just they're making more money. Like I would love to think that PlayStation and Xbox and or whatever companies that are making games would be nice enough to still keep the $70 standard, but like I doubt it.
Once one game pulls the trigger, it's over.
And like, what's the $80 game? Mario Kart? Like, is
that Mario Kart? Yeah.
And to be fair, that looks like the most ambitious Mario Kart I've ever seen, and I think that's awesome. But like, maybe it needed to be $80 for him to make a buck. I doubt it, but maybe it was.
I sincerely doubt it.
I think, well, clearly they can make a buck off it by just making it $50, because that's what they're doing if you buy the Switch 2 and Mario Kart World. They just aren't making as much money. So,
and I said it as a joke last week whenever I was talking about my Switch 2 like wish list, was I wanted to be able to play certain games with like upgraded visuals, and you will, like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, but it's a $20 upgrade to get to the Switch 2 version. Why are we locking better frame rate behind a paywall? I can't believe it. So I don't think I'm going to get one at launch. It's basically, for me, it comes down to how cool do you think Mario Kart Worlds is? And I do think it's cool, but I don't think it's $500 cool.
No, like, if this podcast was making enough money to where like it justified us, paying for the Switch 2, very much being like it's our job to review games, so like we will make the investment.
Hey, Nintendo, you want to send us one? I'll take it. I'll take it.
But like, speaking from the average person, which we very much are, I just don't, unless you are a diehard Nintendo fan, which, and that's one thing if you are, but like someone like me who spends more time, playing PlayStation games, I can live without, the Switch 2, at least until it gets maybe a little cheaper, or at least until the OLED version comes out, because that's another stupid thing.
That is another thing. So this one's LCD, just like the Switch 1 was at first. You know why they're doing it. It's so people now will want to buy the LCD version, and then later they'll come out with the OLED. So I've had an OLED Switch since Tears of the Kingdom came out. That was like one of my things. I was like, I'm just going to upgrade because I wanted to experience it like that. I don't want to go back to LCD at all. The OLED is just so much better. And then also the battery life is half the time of the Switch 1. So you're only getting like 2 to 6 maybe. And they say 2 to 6, so you're probably only getting like 4, which, I mean, as I get older, the times to find 4 hours straight to play is getting fewer. But I still would like that, because my favorite thing about the Switch is like if I go on a flight, like whenever I went to London after Tears of the Kingdom came out, and that was like made the flight go by so quick, because I just played Tears of the Kingdom on the flight. Mm-hmm. And that's an 8-hour flight, so that wouldn't have made it the entire way. The Switch 2 wouldn't have.
Yeah, I think it's stupid how, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it is getting better in a lot of ways, but the fact that we are, it's getting worse in other ways, I think is, like, stupid. At least in ways, like, the battery life thing, that might just be part of it. You want the increased frame rate, you want these tools, the battery life's just going to have to be shorter. And if that's the case, that's the case. But you cannot tell me that they could not have put an OLED screen on this.
The only reason they didn't is just to make another one later.
And I think that's stupid. Like, and I guess maybe they saw what PlayStation went through, and the fact that like no one bought the PS5 Pro because it had like absolutely nothing new. At least the stuff that it had new just didn't seem worth it. So maybe they like were trying to like not make the same mistake they did, I guess, if you want to call it. Like, I think the whole just releasing the PS5 Pro was a mistake, but I don't know. I also think that like, unless there is like just actual genuine improvements, there should be no like updated console. Like, there's really no reason. Like, a Slim is one thing, if you just want one smaller, but
the PS5 Pro is a cash grab. I mean, I've seen some games that take benefit from it, but it does not justify $700. But also, like, comparing a Switch to a PS5, they could have at minimum dropped like PS5 had the digital and the disc version. You could have like dropped a Switch to OLED and LCD version, because I don't know, some people out there might prefer LCD, but the reason they're not is because everybody I know, they want an OLED, but Nintendo's thinking, which this is definitely going to get a lot of money for them, is people are going to buy the LCD because they need to switch to day one. They need it. And then they're going to come out with the OLED model, and then they're going to need the OLED model day one. So then Nintendo gets 2 consoles out of one person, and other than the screen, there's no hardware increase.
And then the accessories, and like I said, I don't know how much cost it takes to make these things, but like, I don't imagine that the Pro controller for this is any different or any much better than the Pro controller for the original Switch, and it's $80. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, like, it's just that, like, it's just an Xbox controller. Like, I don't know.
Why are they $80?
And I think it's just because it's justified that, controllers cost the same as games. I always thought the controllers were overpriced anyways, but it is what it is. And then now, since Mario Kart's $80, I guess that means controllers got to be $80 too.
Also, I like that one of their like groundbreaking, quote unquote, groundbreaking features of the new Switch is game chat. They're like, hey, you can talk to your friends. I'm like, talk to me when you got Discord integration.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, because like, That's what sucks, because one of the things that we like typically do is whenever we play games, like whether we're playing the same game or not, it's fun to talk with your friends while you're playing. Well, with the Switch, if I want to play Tears of the Kingdom, because I haven't played Tears of the Kingdom yet. I mean, I've started a playthrough, but like what sucks about it is whenever I go and play it, it's just me and that's it, because I can't
Mm-hmm.
talk to anybody. So, and like I could probably set up a really screwy way to do it, but like just put Discord on it. And if you're scared about the kids, I mean, first of all, the kids are on PlayStation 2, but like just put up parental controls. Like it's not hard.
Yeah. See, like I, with my capture card, I can hear the game through my PC, so I can do it, like talk to people and do Switch. But to do it just regularly would be so scuffed. Yeah. So Nintendo is just always, they've always been behind on social features. I mean, it's 2025 and they're finally getting a console with voice chat features. 2025.
I think like I mean like you could talk in game to people. They just didn't have their own
on some games, but for the Switch 1 to get voice chat, you had to download the like official Nintendo app for the Switch, and it was like just call your friend at this point. What the like,
dude, like I remember
blows my mind.
Did I remember the days when like friends didn't have mics, so like you just had to do like a 2-hour phone call? Like I'd like to not go back to those days. Those days are
Nintendo,
ass.
get with the program, and then like they're so behind, and then they're like, yeah, here's a $90 Mario Kart game. Blows my mind.
You know what sucks though? And I what sucks is that you know this Mario game is going to be like the most goated Mario Kart game in existence. That's what's going to suck, because unfortunately, even though Nintendo like hates its player base, they do give a shit about making good games. So like if they're like Activision, you know, like if there's some balance there. Like yes, they don't give a shit about us, but they also don't give a shit about their game. So like by us not playing it, like we're just not playing a bad game.
Yeah, it's like when you buy an Activision Ubisoft game, you know you're just getting slop. But like Nintendo, they make good shit, so it's hard to complain about it, because like it's like, do I want the Switch 2 to fail so they lower prices? Yes, but like I also want another Zelda game. So like
it's just, you know, I guess you get what you pay for, but like I don't know.
I would say like the only Nintendo game I have ever been like I would pay like $90 for this would probably be Breath of the Wild.
Dude, I don't think I'd pay $90 for Breath of the Wild. Like, don't get me wrong, it's good, but like I don't know of any game that's worth $90. Like at that point, I'm sacrificing just buying other games. And I'm an adult. I have worked jobs. I guess I'm currently working a job, but it's through the school, so it's not. It's like barely considered part time. But whatever. Point being,
yeah, because it's
just I have money now enough to like I don't have to like be like, this is my one game that I'm buying this year, like I was whenever I was a kid. But like I don't know, games are too expensive. I think they should be cheaper. Maybe the math doesn't support that in a business perspective, but that's my thought process.
Also, like imagine being a kid and going up to your mom and like wanting the new Mario Kart, and she goes to like go to the store and get it, and it's $90 fucking. That is like, I mean, at this 60 point, 60 feels cheap at this point. We had it good.
At this point, like, you know, the running joke all the time is just like, hey mom, can you get me Call of Duty? And she gets you like the Call of Duty from like 5 Call of Duties ago.
Yeah.
Now it's not gonna be like, hey mom, can I get Mario Kart? She's gonna realize that the newest one is what you want and is $90, but or $80, but she's just gonna be like, oh, here's deluxe that is like, you know, probably dropped down to 55 after like 10 years of release. They probably dropped the price by like
no, dude, they're gonna raise it since like the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is gonna go to $80 now.
I don't know, but the point being is like parents are going to be getting the cheaper one just because like it's cheaper. Like it's not going to be because they actually made a mistake.
Yeah, I'm not getting one at release. Plus the pre-orders are delayed because of the tariffs. So I bought the Tears of the Kingdom OLED specifically in preparation for the Switch 2 because I had the Uncharted 4 PS4. So whenever the PS5 come out, I sold it to some Uncharted guy who wanted it because they were limited edition. So I sold it for like $450. So I didn't have to pay basically for the PS5. My thinking, I'm not going to get 500 out of it. I'm hoping I can get close to what I paid for out of it, since it's a limited edition model. And then I'm like, oh, 350, because I don't know, I think they were like 350 or whatever, and then I'll have to fork out just $100 extra, which is fine. But I don't play the Switch enough to warrant me buying it right now, because the only game I want to play I shouldn't say the only game, I want to play Metroid, but Metroid's coming to Switch 1. It just won't be at 120 FPS. It'll be at 30, but I can live with that for the money. And then the From Software game is next year, so I can also just wait, because I don't know how long it'll take them to come out with an OLED model, but hopefully by the time the From Software game comes out, it's OLED.
I'm kind of upset that you sold the Uncharted PS4. Like, I would have liked to know about that.
Well, I'm sorry. Okay.
As an Uncharted fan, I think the Uncharted PS4 is kind of cool, and I didn't know that I was going to be an Uncharted fan whenever I bought the PS4, because I hadn't played it. But maybe if I would have known I was an Uncharted guy, I would have purchased that PS4.
Dude, I got my PS4 specifically for No Man's Sky, and No Man's Sky at release was dog shit. So, I hurt for a while on that thing.
We have highs and we have lows in the gaming community, okay?
No Man's Sky now, pretty goated. At launch, not so much, but that's just the way it goes. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say about the Switch 2. I'm completely disappointed in Nintendo. Why are we charging money for the Switch 2 tour game? Why isn't that just included on the console?
My thoughts on the Switch 2 stuff was, I wouldn't say disappointed. I would say that everything, completely on the nose for Nintendo. The only thing that sucks is knowing that the shit that they're about to release is going to be goated. It's just, we have to accept that we have to swipe our credit card a little bit heavier than what we would like to.
Oh, well, I was about to say they didn't reveal a traditional Zelda game, but they did reveal a new Hyrule Warriors, but that almost makes me want to get one, but I can hold off. I'm going to hold off. Like
I said, I'm not a diehard Nintendo guy. I probably was when I was 10, but not so much anymore. I mean, I enjoy the games, but
the only thing that's going to get me to get it is the From Software game, and then another Zelda. Zelda will make me get a Nintendo console. That's just about it.
And you got to get the Zelda version of whatever it releases.
Yeah, so they'll come out, which I'm kind of glad we're moving away from the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom type gameplay, but I'm also kind of sad because I would like it in the new map, but by the time we get one, it'll probably be 10 years since Breath of the Wild, and people will probably want maybe a little bit more traditional linear Zelda game, which I can get behind. So
it is what it is. I don't know. Nintendo will make good stuff. Just, we have to fork out the money.
Please bomb Nintendo Switch 2 so the prices go down.
We need a Wii U.
We need it. Well, no, it always happens. The DS boomed. They come out with 3DS, nothing. Wii booms, come out with the Wii U, nothing. The cycle will repeat. I'm just crossing my fingers purely for price, because I do think the Switch 2 looks cool, like the specs, but that price is gonna drive a lot of people away. I think it's driven me away. It drove me away. Yeah, and I was like, I could get behind $70 games just because development cycles are getting longer, because games are just getting more intensive. But I can't fathom spending more than $70. I hurt whenever I spend more than $70 on a game.
Dude, I just remember back in the day where games were $20, but then again, that was 10-year-old me, and the games I was picking up probably were not great games. They were just movie tie-in games.
Yeah, because back in the day, I wouldn't say I kept up with new releases as much. And for me, it was I knew I wasn't going to get a game at whenever it came out, unless it was around my birthday, which I kind of lucked out with my birthday being towards Christmas. And a lot of major releases were around the November, December mark. But it blows my mind. I have nothing else to say about it. I just really hope that they won't, because it's corporations. So they're not going to, I don't think they'll lower the prices at all. But I could be wrong. I would like to be wrong, but I don't think they will.
Fingers crossed. We'll see. But
now we're at the meat of the Minecraft movie. Oh my god!
I just want, before we just say anything about it, is the definitive way to watch this movie is the way we watched it. And you won't know that until you go into the theater, because there was 4 of us that went, us 2 and 2 of our friends. And one of our friends named is Matt, and the kid and his friend sat directly to the left of our friend Matt. And like, dude, these kids, like, it's wild
from
how
from the
like,
get go.
yeah,
Matt
like,
sits down and this kid leans over and he just starts saying like every one of the memed lines. He chicken jockey. This is a crafting tale. Like every single one. And during the entire movie, these kids would like a scene would come up and they would scream the line. And at the beginning of the movie, it was just them. And then towards the end of the movie, I guess all the other kids in the theater got comfortable. It was the entire theater was like screaming the memes.
Like, it felt like, in a way, it felt like Avengers in-game level, like, theater experience. Like, obviously not nearly as cool, but like in the theater, whenever Cap lifted Thor's hammer, everyone went insane. But instead, it's just Jack Black saying "chicken jockey" and all the kids go nuts.
The kids go wild, dude. It was the weirdest movie experience I have ever had in my entire life. I didn't think it was real at first. Like
you gotta post the video of what Hunter, one of our friends, made a video of, like, every time a meme happened, and like
it was
hear every kid.
Oh my, every single kid. It made the movie way more enjoyable because it is an enjoyable. I'll come out and say it's an enjoyable movie only if you're a Minecraft fan, because the enjoyable parts are just whenever it's Jack Black saying the thing. It's not going to hold up because the movie, other than that, it's a flaming pile of dog shit. Holy shit, this movie was so bad, dude.
Dude, I struggle. Like, I mean, if you go to my Letterboxd, I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I don't regret that. It's just like, if you are a fan of Minecraft, it's not bad. There's good references. They play by the game's rules. It's just that, like, there are some stuff, like the Jennifer Coolidge and Villager stuff. It's
okay,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah. Oh,
yeah. I mean, like,
we're not gonna do no spoilers because I don't know what there is to spoil about this movie, because if you've been on the internet, you've seen the entire movie. You've just seen it in clips. That is, we walked out of the movie. I'm like, I had seen all that before. It's just now it was stuck together in a 2-hour. Just I couldn't leave, and I was stuck in a room with all these kids who were just shouting the lines. I thought I was going to go insane. I visibly sunk into my shirt, I would say at least 5 times. I like just put my hat down and wanted to act like I wasn't there because I was like hurting from the cringe that I was experiencing during this movie.
Yeah, it's just like, and it's funny because of the memes, and it's like, it's got a little bit of that bad movie flavor of like, this is so bad it's actually enjoyable. Like, it has a little bit of that, but like, that only carries you so far. It's like, I mean, I don't know if anybody here has played the Black Ops 2 Zombies map Transit. Like, you know, mess around, have fun with the bus on with the boys, but after the first round, like, trip around on the bus, it's kind of like, why are we subjecting ourselves to
this? And also,
torture?
you only want to go watch this with a bunch of friends. I couldn't imagine. We're in our mid-20s. I couldn't imagine going to the movie theater and be like, can I get a ticket to the Minecraft movie? Just come by yourself. That there has to be like that must flag people or something. Like, that's got to be like, oh man, so no, we're not doing no spoilers because Steve wears enchanted diamond armor, full set.
Yeah, of course. Who would have guessed?
Who would have guessed? Okay, there's a subplot just throughout the entire movie that a villager goes into the real world, and Jennifer Coolidge hits him with her car, and they start dating. And it is, I would say, in a way, it's the worst and the best thing in the movie. I don't know how to describe it other than that, because it's the worst thing in the movie. But since this movie is so bad, I think it enters like a scale where like the worse you get, the better it is. I don't know how to, because like whenever I think about the movie, I'm like, I can only think about those scenes now.
Yeah, and like, I mean, if you guys want a quick, like, because I always do this, if you guys want a quick like plot summary, it's kind of weird. So like, it starts off, Steve is just a person in the real world who, you know, yearns for the mines. And anyways,
like, he first line of the movie.
Yes, he gets older. He goes to the mines, and then he ends up finding like a cube and a crystal. It looks like the Tesseract, and he combines them. That leads to a portal. He goes to the Minecraft world, and then eventually he finds the Nether by using flint and steel, if you can believe that. And anyways, he finds this pig sorceress who's bad guy, captures him. He gives the like crystal tesseract thing to his dog, and it was just like, hey, go hide this, and that puts it in the real world. Jason Momoa and his gang finds it, and then they end up coming to the Minecraft world, and surprise surprise, they try and defeat the pig sorceress. It's wild how that's a plot for a movie that I just said.
Yeah, what's up with bringing like I shouldn't say what's up with it. I can't think of like any other series like based on a video game that does it. I know Jumanji does it, but like, why do we need to be like real people going into the video game world? Like, why can't it just be? I guess it's the most like digestible way to do a video game, because it's like, we take real people and we'll put them in the video game world, and then we can like, you can highlight, I guess, like how weird it is, maybe, because Minecraft is just it's a weird universe, where you can punch a tree and it'll just stay floating. But like, it also is like, why is there a Minecraft movie? Why is this the thing that made a movie? And
because it'd make $1 billion, because every 12-year-old kid will go and see the movie.
It made $300 million this weekend. It's the biggest opening for a video game movie. And you know how far this is going to set video game movies back? Because now every video game movie is just going to be like, let's just say a thing from the game, and then the memers will, post it on TikTok and Instagram, and then that's how they'll do the marketing for us. And every movie is going to devolve into this brain rot fueled, just like, we're going to get a Roblox movie, and they're just going to say, it's going to...
I could just picture like a Fortnite movie, just like Jack Black, just like, this is a gold scar. That's
gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Is the
battle bus.
That's the effect that this movie's gonna have on like the video game, like to film or TV industry. Is it's going to only encourage this type of behavior from filmmakers to not, because it's been like so many years and the people are finally starting to take video game stories seriously. You got Last of Us, but now they're just gonna see this and it's just gonna...
I don't think it's gonna like make a huge step down for video game movies. I think what it's going to do is we're going to clearly have a breaking point. There's going to be the video game adaptations like The Last of Us. Hopefully God of War does this. If hopefully Uncharted sticks with what they're doing, hopefully it gets better. But, where they take it seriously and actually try and make a good story. But then there is going to be your Minecraft, Roblox,
Fortnite's getting one. Yeah.
All these like kid-driven movies where they realize all they have to do is just make brain rot and the kids will flock to see it.
And it worked. Clearly it has worked.
Like, we're part of the problem. Like, I was so excited to see this movie and knew the trash that it was about to be. So like,
yeah, I can't claim I'm innocent, because like the memes were the reason I went to go see this movie, because it entered that it's gonna be so bad area. But oh man, that movie, it makes me like just...
I feel sorry for every parent that was in that movie.
Yes. I felt horrible because these kids next to us, they were just so loud and they were just talking the whole movie. But for me, it made it more enjoyable, because I was like, at the end of the day, this is for them. It's not for me in my mid-20s. But like, I feel so bad for every parent, because like right now as we record this, there's a theater somewhere, maybe all of them, that are playing Minecraft. There is a kid screaming the lines, because like you can go on TikTok or whatever, everybody's posting clips. I think one theater got the cops called on it because they were being like so loud, and like the movie got stopped.
Thank God the FNAF movie had already came out. If the FNAF movie was going to come out after this, it would just be like, this is Freddy Fazbear. This is whatever.
And at least FNAF 2 is already filmed.
Wasn't that great, in my opinion, but maybe it's
I don't think it was that great either. In a weird way, I think FNAF is a better movie, but I liked Minecraft better, just because like FNAF was just mid. I didn't really feel anything out of it, whereas this, like, I was laughing and I was having a good time. But to say I recommend this movie to anybody, no. Not at all. This is an atrocious movie
The
that is
only way I
clearly
would
meant for brain rot.
the only way I would recommend this to anybody is if, like, for some reason, well, I don't even know if I'd recommend it to you, because you're gonna have to, like, I don't know, like, if you know that a school is having like a field trip to go watch this movie, like, I would buy a ticket to be in the theater during that. Like,
Dude, that
that
sounds
would be worth
that this part of the podcast could get really taken out of context.
Please don't. Like, it's because of listening to the kids, go crazy about, like, Jack Black saying stuff is funny.
Let's course correct here. Let's get some clarification. Okay, but yeah, my dad asked me, he's like, "Is it good?" I'm like, "No." And it's funny, but you're not gonna enjoy why I think it's funny, because you have not played Minecraft.
I don't like.
I don't know what else there is to say. I get, like,
really
I could do a
isn't,
scene by scene breakdown, but all it is they go somewhere, they say a thing from the game, and they move on, and that is it.
Like, one thing I would have wished was more like the Minecraft, I guess progression is.
Yeah, there was,
like, I wish there
Steve,
like they kind of just walk in and they start that, like, they build like their first house or whatever, but then Steve comes in, and then, like, Steve has been there for like years, so he has everything. Like, I wish we would have gotten like the build up, them figuring out like how to get to like the Ender Dragon or something. But
yeah, I wish they would have done more with what a typical like Minecraft playthrough looks like. Like he said, like, they get in, they have nothing, and they eventually build up to have all this gear and fight the Ender Dragon. And I don't make movies. Maybe that wouldn't be enjoyable. Maybe they played around with that idea, but the way they did it now,
this was enjoyable.
I don't know. There's not a lot of the stuff even in the movie isn't really even in Minecraft. Like all these special enchantress pigs and gas that carry the piglins like a war machine, and like all this, like, that stuff would be cool in the game to give like a little bit more of a variety of like enemy and combat, but like it's not. So it's not even in that way a good representation of the game, other than they'll just say like chicken jockey or whatever, and then like it feels very thrown together. It is not a good representation of the game. It didn't make me want to play the game, because I haven't had a Minecraft. Everybody gets the 2-week Minecraft itch. It's coming back up for me. But yeah, there's some things in the movie I think would be cool, like the gas carrying the piglins and they're using it like a helicopter. Like that would be something cool to fight, but you're never gonna get that in Minecraft because they post like one update a year.
They don't need to post more than one update a year. I think they probably wouldn't even need to do that.
Dude, I need to go work for Mojang.
Yeah. I don't know, but I mean, if you're concerned about like a sequel, I mean, it's in the works.
It's
Minecraft, Minecraft Alex was in the post-credit scene, so
yes, major spoiler alert there. Minecraft Alex don't see her face because she's not been cast yet.
Dude, it's just like, dude, I can only guess who, like, dude, what if it's just like, gosh, what's her name? She's like, she played Hela in Thor, not Ragnarok, but Love and Thunder as like the fake Hela. Melissa McCarthy?
Oh, Melissa. Oh, no.
Dude, I could see it being Melissa McCarthy.
No. Don't give the studio ideas, my guy.
Because Melissa McCarthy, like, would take up that role.
We already have Jennifer Coolidge in this. We don't need Melissa McCarthy. Also, like, Jennifer Coolidge and that villager definitely did it.
Dude, I could see next movie us getting like a whole Q*bert situation, like from Pixels, like Jennifer Coolidge and Villager like have this like half square, half like human.
It's gonna be a human baby, but just have the villager nose, and it's gonna be like so uncomfortable to look at. Also, like the art style they didn't go full realistic, they didn't go full Minecraft, so you're in this weird like blend of it's real but it's cubes, and everything looks weird. I think the only thing that didn't make me uncomfortable was the piglins. I think that's like the only thing that didn't give me like a just looking at it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm fine that we're moving past this movie.
It's came and went. Thank God it's over. The memes will last for a little bit longer, but eventually it'll die, and then I won't have to see anything about this movie again until the second one comes out. And it's definitely gonna
and then it'll be our job to go back. We can crap on these movies and say how much like we feel like they shouldn't be made, but at the end of the day, if we're watching them, I don't know how much we can talk. Like we are avidly supporting the movie.
Yeah, I mean, we are part of the problem. We gave money to this movie, and do I regret it? Yes and no. There's things I regret. There's things I don't. It was I wouldn't trade the experience of seeing the movie, but the movie itself was just so bad.
Like, don't watch this movie by yourself.
Do not watch it by yourself. You go with friends, because if you watch it by yourself, I'm sorry, you're getting put on a list.
It's just like, this is a movie like, I don't know. It's just one of those movies. If you watch it by yourself, it's not. You'll just be cringing by yourself.
Yeah,
and it's not as good of a time.
You can at least laugh at it with friends. If you wait until it comes out on home release, you can at least do a fun like drinking game maybe with your friends.
Yeah, every time
actually, there is a home release. For some reason, don't know how it happened, an unfinished version of this movie is out there. Unfinished CGI, and it's even got extra scenes. It's extended edition. There's more scenes in it, and at the end they play the Creeper Aw Man song in the credits, and everybody's like, why didn't this play
I don't know
in the actual movie? There should have been. So I'll throw in one more complaint. The fight scenes had like just random ass pop songs behind it, instead of like, you could have used the same complaint with the Mario movie. You have a lot of like, Minecraft has a goated soundtrack. You could have used that, or you could have used one of the many popular parody songs, and that would have made me enjoy the movie and appreciate it more. But instead you get just pop songs.
Chicken.
Well, yeah, Jack Black also just does random singing parts. There's a part at the end where he sings to his dog. I wanted to end it. I was like, I am so close to the end of this movie. Please get me out of here. And then that part happens, and it's like the most cringe part of the entire movie.
Yeah. We were brave soldiers. We walked in, we walked out, so that you may not have to. You don't have to, at least now. Like, you still can, but I guess you don't have to.
If you're here watching a review for the Minecraft movie, you've probably already seen it.
True. Also valid. We went through the trenches together.
Yeah, but I think that's it for me. I can't think of anything else to say about this movie. I could just go on and on about how bad it is, but I'll talk in circles.
Yeah. What do we have on deck for next week?
No idea. Let me look.
No idea thing. I know we have loose tentative schedule is what you would say. Tentative schedule.
I threw some ideas out there for what's coming up. Let's see. So next week the movie's coming out is Warfare. I thought it looked interesting. Don't know if we'll actually do it. We'll just have to see. But
is that it?
We'll just have to. Yeah. I don't know what else is coming out next week. We may just have to figure something out, as they say.
Yeah, we will. Like, we may do. I know we tiptoed around it. We did like a random movie thing, or we might just like discuss stuff that's recent. I know like the new Call of Duty Zombies map came out. We played a little bit of it. I don't want to give any like opinions just yet, because we did only play like one game. We haven't done the Easter egg yet, so like that might be something we can talk about, just like the current state of COD, because that's kind of been popular amongst our friend group. I don't know about yours, or like yours is in the people listening, but
yeah,
we'll
thank you all for listening. And if you can, like and subscribe if you're on YouTube, rate us on Spotify. It helps out. Tell people to listen to a podcast. We really appreciate it. But I guess that's it.
See you guys.
Goodbye.